Hey, what's up, Warrior family? So I'm going to start a new section in our Warrior Academy called exclusive content. So I'm going to go a little bit deeper into the cryptocurrencies that I own, and I'm actually heading into the stock market as well. Now, the reason why I'm heading to the stock market is through things that I've been researching, and I'm getting thousands of pieces of information from people all over the world, which is awesome. So please keep the information coming. I will always do my own research, though. So one of our warriors sent a world, I'm big on the World Economic Forum, and one of our warriors sent something about desktop metal. And I want to read this from the World Economic Forum. Now remember, the World Economic Forum is connected to the highest connected people in the world. Do you know to get a membership of the World Economic Forum, it's over $500,000 just to have a membership and be connected to the World Economic Forum? I think it's $664,000. I'll find out the exact price, but it's a lot of freaking money. That's almost $1 million, Warriors, just to become a member of the World Economic Forum. Think about that. So that's some of the wealthiest people in the world. And I read something this morning that if you had $94,000 in net worth, you're above 90% of the population. That's crazy, Warriors. So we truly are going to become the uncommon 1%. Think about that. If you had $94,000 in overall equity or assets, you have more money than 90% of the population. That tells us a lot, Warriors, who's really controlling the wealth. So I'm going to go into this one right here. So this is going to be exclusive content, so please don't share this. This will be only for the Warrior Academy. So this is a stock that I just went into. This was sent over by one of the Warriors, so want to give credit where credit due. So it says, this is from the World Economic Forum. The way we make things is about to fundamentally change. Now, would you agree that we're going to a whole new world? Quantum financial system, I think that's what we all agree, right? Quantum financial system, we're moving into a new fourth industrial revolution. Now, this was powerful. So this was on March 18th, 2018, so a couple years ago. Tooling, the process of designing and engineering the tools that are necessary to manufacture parts. What the essential technology behind the Industrial Revolution. It has allowed manufacturing goods to go from humans to machines and powered the production of complex mechanical inventions like the steam engine. With new economies of scale driven by machines, raw materials traveled from developing nations to industrial ones, and the cost-effective goods flowed back to other nations across the world. Our modern era of global trade and traffic tariffs began. Today, we make raw materials and ship them around the world to factories to make the parts. Those parts are shipped to other factories, then assembled them parts and productive components, which are shipped all over the world to more factories to make more complex final products. The process is the legacy of the first industrial revolution. Tens of trillions of dollars in capital is traveling at any given time on boats, planes, for weeks on end across the oceans. Almost every product has component that has sluggish moved through a warehouse, custom facilities, and bureaucrats have charged tariffs or VAT. Now I want to pause for just a moment. I want you to take this stock that I'm going to talk about out of the picture. Think V-chain, supply chain management. When we start doing this type of stuff, we need supply chain management. V-chain is going to change the world. I know that's a cryptocurrency that I'm invested in, but I just want to pause for a moment. Do you see how things are changing, Warriors? How the C word was just whatever you want to call it, a distraction to get us into this. There's a big change. Okay, this antiquated process is slowly starting to change. We're at the beginning of a new S-curve, one that will forever advance the way we make or trade goods, enabled in a new area of productivity. A new class of high-speed industrial 3D printers from companies like Carbon HP and my own Desktop Metals. Let's pause for just a moment. Let's go back up. So this is the World Economic Forum. This is Rick Fulop, Chief Executive Officer, co-founder of Desktop Metals. So he's the one doing this article on the World Economic Forum. So that should tell you something about where this is going. Which are closer to printing press than a printer, are enabled this change and quickly becoming an integral part of the Fourth Industrial Revolution. Boom, there it is, the Fourth Industrial Revolution. So would you agree that if Desktop Metal CEO is writing these articles on the World Economic Forum, that they may have something to do with our future? These new machines are capable of printing complex parts at lower costs than traditional techniques like casting, and will break even 100,000 parts or plastic parts, or break even at 100,000 parts. The costs for low to mid-range volumes are almost equivalent to those associated with injection molding. As this technology matures, the points at which the process break even will improve, enabling an era of borderless production. This new model, only raw materials are shipped and factories around the world would digitally print the parts they need in final assembly for the products they make. There is no tooling, no waste of raw materials, parts, and no long stuck on ships and planes. Instead, they travel as digital files to the location where they need to be printed and finally assembled. And the future is here, warriors. So the benefits of a borderless supply chain aren't the only factor driving the adoption of these new printing presses. This is key. There are three additional motivations, all which lead to dramatic superior products. So this is important. The benefits of borderless supply chain aren't the only factor. V-chain, warriors. V-chain, V-chain, V-chain. Okay? Generative design, number one. Reductive decontenting, I don't know what the hell that means. Assemblies consolidation. So let's listen to what he has to say here.
Desktop Metal was founded with a single goal in mind: to make metal 3D printing more accessible to engineers and designers. This means to bring metal 3D printing into the office where the engineer works, and then allow the engineer to take those designs into mass production. 3D printing, especially in metal, is very exciting. And we were finding that our customers were coming to us with all of these great ideas and concepts, but starting with parts that they wanted to print that were in fact designed for alternative manufacturing technologies. And so we wanted to make it easier. We wanted to give the designer a tool that they could use to redesign their parts or to design their parts from the ground up for additive manufacturing and for functionality.
Hi, my name is Andy Roberts, the creator of Live Parts. I'm a veteran of the CAD industry going back about 25 years, was in charge of product design for the first parametric feature-based modeler. Live Parts is an experimental project I'm working on to create a generative design tool specifically for 3D printing. The goal of the project is to enable designers and engineers to easily engage with additive manufacturing techniques, to automate the design process and create parts optimized for 3D printing. The tool allows users to import constraints from their native CAD program, automatically grow a part, and export it for printing or assembly back into SolidWorks. It's a totally different approach to the way things are created because it's not generating many different designs randomly. Instead, it's creating a design by developing it from a seed cell into an organism, and it's optimized for its environment. It's constantly adapting to changes in the environment, changes in the forces, and it creates lightweight parts that are strong and fatigue resistant. While other tools model multiple static load cases, Live Parts simulates transitional dynamic forces, capturing multiple load cases at the same time. This includes interaction of variable loads over time, and this enables the tool to more accurately mimic complex real-world conditions.
We are very excited about our partnership with SolidWorks and this opportunity to preview this new technology to its community. Live Parts is still in its early stages, so while you explore it, we invite you to give your feedback and help guide its development. Thank you very much for being part of this journey.
Awesome, warriors. So I just want to show you that. Then I'm going to go onto the Desktop Metals website here. So Desktop Metals exists to make metal and carbon fiber 3D printing accessible to all engineers, designers, and manufacturers. Okay, so now that came out in 2018. So now let's take a look here. So Desktop Metal now publicly listed on the New York Stock Exchange. Trine acquisition approved. So this is beautiful. So when was this? This was December 10th, 2020. I am going to be moving into this. Actually, I bought shares. So I bought, let me tell you guys how many shares I bought. So I went in and bought about, Kev just showed me how to use this thing really quick. So I have 14 shares of Desktop Metal. So I'm going to start dollar cost averaging into DM, Tesla. So those are two. Another one, I'll do another video on Tesla, why I'm so bullish on Tesla, not only because he became the richest man in the world, but the things that he's doing. I vibe with his with the way his mind works. So I'm going to start dollar cost averaging into DM Metals and Tesla, looking at the future. Now, do I think this is going to moon here in the near future? Absolutely not. I think this is going to be a long run in regards to building out the infrastructure. But as supply chain management like V-Chain moves very quickly, we got to think of the other side, the actual physical construct of products, right? We're investing invest in the quantum financial system, moving across the rails of a new ecosystem or new financial system, how things move across the blockchain. But we also got to look at the physical construct of the products that are going to be moving across that supply chain, right? So I will always tell you guys, I am invested in DM Metals as of 2 days ago. And so Desktop Metals, it went public, I think, on the 10th. Yep. So New York Stock Exchange as December 10th, 2020. So think about that. World Economic Forum, they were talking about it in 2018. Boom, they hit the New York Stock Exchange on December 10th, 2020. This has to tell you where we're heading, Warriors. So I'm going to start doing this exclusive content just for the Warrior Academy. This will be an unlisted video. I'm still going to do my YouTube videos for the public, but I'm going to start doing exclusive content for you guys to give you a little more aspect into how I do my investing and my thinking. I'm not a technical analysis person. We got Selman, we got some deep people within the Academy doing the technical analysis. My brain just doesn't work that way. I do fundamental investing. It's worked out really well for me. Have I made some mistakes? Absolutely, but most of my portfolio has moved within the last year based on fundamental investing, understanding a Warren Buffett model. Understand the company, the leadership team, the real world solve, okay, and will it be there in the future? So with this, I looked at the fundamentals of Desktop Metals. I looked at the real world solve. I looked at what supply chain management is going to move across, what it's really going to solve, will it be there in the future. It is the future, and I think of how we're moving into the new 3D realm, right? And the only thing I have not done, to be honest with you guys, transparent, I have not researched the leadership team. That will be something that I do. So I just want to share this with you guys. So I am now going into DM Metals, and I will update this. I will update a stock section on my portfolio. So right now, my stock portfolio, I have Siri. They gave that free with Robinhood, so I'm not going to count that. I have Snapchat, I have DM, and Tesla. Those are my 3 stocks that I hold.